before you have those obligations. So I would encourage you to take risks now, do something bold.
Elon Musk is known as one of the most successful businessmen on the planet, but it took him years to reach his success. Tesla and SpaceX were close to being unsuccessful, but he never gave up. He also believes that each technology has a prime time for existing, and he always wanted to create something that was useful to other people. There will always be problems to solve, but you have to find something that inspires you daily. And while analyzing new ideas, think critically, not by convention, but by principles. Elon Musk is one of the best examples of how to be successful and to never give up on your dreams.
Well, what's the difference between really believing in your ideals and sticking to them?
There are a lot of negative things in the world. There's a lot of terrible things that are happening all over the world, all the time. There are lots of problems that need to get solved, that are miserable and kind of get you down. But life cannot just be about solving one miserable problem after another. That can't be the only thing. There need to be things that inspire you, that make you glad to wake up in the morning and be part of humanity. That's why we did this. This guy called Tsiolkovsky, one of the early Russian rocket scientists, the great saying, "Earth is the cradle of humanity, but you cannot stay in the cradle forever." It is time to go forth, become a star-faring civilization, be out there among the stars, expand the scope and scale of human consciousness. I find that incredibly exciting. That makes me glad to be alive. I hope you feel the same way.
I mean, I should say, like, when we started SpaceX and Tesla, I really thought the probability of success was very low. It wasn't like I think, oh, we'll definitely be successful. I thought we'd be like maybe 10% likely. And we came very close to both companies not succeeding in 2008. We'd had 3 failures of the SpaceX rocket, so we were 0 for 3. We had the crazy financial recession, like the Great Recession. Tesla financing round had fallen apart because pretty hard to raise money for a startup car company if GM and Chrysler were going bankrupt. And unfortunately, at the end of 2008, the 4th launch, that was the last launch we had money for, worked for SpaceX, and then we closed the Tesla financing round, as you know, Christmas Eve 2008, last hour of the last day that it was possible.
Do not think critically enough. Critical thinking is a skill in short supply, where people take too many things they assume too many things to be true without sufficient basis in that belief. So it's very important that people closely analyze what is supposed to be true and try to say, let's analyze things from first principles, not by analogy or not by convention. If you assume things are true by convention, which is actually what most people do, then it's difficult to gain insight into how things can be bettered. So, in any argument or any sort of train of thinking, you want to make sure that the underlying premises are valid and applicable, and then in reaching a conclusion, that the conclusion you're reaching is necessarily driven by the underlying premises and the interconnection between those premises. That may seem like a really simple thing to say, but most people don't do that.
The 5 things that I thought about at the time in college, quite a long time ago, 25 years ago, making life multiplanetary, accelerating the transition to sustainable energy, the internet, broadly speaking, and then genetics and AI. I think I didn't expect to be involved in all of those things. I actually, at the time in college, I sort of thought helping with electrification of cars was how I would start out, and that's actually what I worked on as an intern, was advanced ultracapacitors to see if they would be a breakthrough relative to batteries for energy storage in cars. And then when I came out to go to Stanford, that's what I was going to be doing my grad studies on, was working on advanced energy storage technologies for electric cars. And then I put that on hold to start an internet company in '95, because there does seem to be like a time for particular technologies when they're at a steep point in the inflection curve. And I didn't want to do a PhD at Stanford and watch it all happen. And I wasn't entirely certain that the technology I'd be working on would actually succeed. Like you can get a doctorate on many things that ultimately do not have a practical bearing on the world. And I wanted to I really was just trying to be useful. That's the optimization. It's like what can I do that would actually be useful?
Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.